Hello, ladies and men, and my non-binary friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Rizzo, and we are playing some Stardew Valley today. We will also be talking about Shakespeare. Now, I tried to record this about 3 different times yesterday, and for some reason my phone just kept shutting off the recording after like 3 seconds. So it was not letting me record for very long. Hopefully we won't have any issues. I see you've been exploring the old mine. You've got the adventurous spirit, that much I can tell. If you can slay 10 slimes, you'll have earned your place in my adventurous guild. Be careful. Marlin. So we will do that today. Missing. I lost my favorite axe. If you can find it, please return ASAP. I'm having a tough time without it. There's 250 gold in it, so whoever finds the thing, subquest. We're also going to do that because I know exactly where it is. So yeah, I did try to record this yesterday, and it just would not, my phone would not record for me. So we are going to try again. I'm just double checking that I've put things, that one is full. Okay, great. So I just wanted to make sure that I had put things in the, whatever it's called, the bundles. I'm going to sell the stuff that I got at the mine, and put stuff in the box, and then we will be water our plants and ready to start our day. Okay, so today's conspiracy theory is regarding Shakespeare, and the theory goes that it was not Shakespeare who wrote Shakespeare. It was, the main theory is that it was Francis Bacon and his merry band of writers. Now, Francis Bacon, just as a little backstory as to why people kind of think it was him, he had this group of writers and mathematicians, or I think it was mostly writers. He had this group of writers who all were, who were trying to bring the English language to the world. So they wanted everyone to speak English, basically, or at least to everyone to be able to understand English, even like common folk who didn't have access to schools and stuff like that at the time. Now, Shakespeare was born to his father. His father was a glove maker, and his mother, I don't think, had a job. Rice shoots. I don't think I've ever found those. Can I plant those? Oh, I can plant them. Wow, I've never found those before. That's so cool. Look at that. Okay. So Shakespeare's father was a glove maker. I don't think his mom had a job because women didn't really work at that time. And both of his parents signed their name with just a mark. So instead of signing their whole name, it was just a mark on a page, which is evidence that both of his parents were illiterate. I'm going to double check that we're still recording. Yes, we are. Great. So if you know, and there's no record of Shakespeare going to school either, and so it's, you know, if both his parents were illiterate and he didn't go to school, then the chances that he was illiterate are pretty high. And it's kind of difficult to write all of those plays and papers that he wrote while being illiterate. So that's kind of a big one for me, is that he may not have had any education at all, which was, you know, common at the time, but really points that maybe it wasn't him writing all that stuff. That's not the only reason. There's a few other reasons too, like his last will and testament when he died, he didn't leave. Oh, cutscene. Ew, it smells. Why is it locked? I want to explore the sewers. I think Gunther has the key. Professor Gunther? The man who runs the museum? Why do you think he has it? I saw a big old rusty key fall out of his pocket one time. A creepy sewer door like this has just got to be a match for a big old rusty old key. You got it, Jazz. I'm gonna check that we're still recording. Yes, we are. Great. I'm very paranoid after yesterday. That was not fun. I recorded the whole episode before I realized it hadn't recorded a thing. There's something moving around in there! Yeah. Alrighty, so we have that. Now we're gonna find Robin's ashes in this area. Where was I? Oh yeah, when Shakespeare died in his last will and testament, he didn't leave. I mean, he didn't mention anything to do about his papers or his plays or the 18 unfinished plays that he was still working on when he died. He didn't say anything about those. He didn't say anything. Like, the language was very, very plain and basic. It didn't have to say anything, like, it wasn't anything like what Shakespeare writes like. So it just didn't sound like him. And the only thing that was theatrical was written in, the only theatrical mention was written in after the will was already written. So somebody, or either someone told him to add it or somebody else added it. He also didn't leave. Gosh, excuse me. It is very dry air today. I've also been talking a lot already today. I had a phone. I called up dispensary about a. Excuse me. Get someone a gift. I called dispensary about. A job. Jesus. So I had to call the second about an application. So I was already talking a lot today. So excuse my coughing. But yeah, so he didn't say anything about anything, and he left his, like, 13th best bed to his wife or something like that. So he was very specific in his stuff. So it's weird that he would have left out, like, his greatest, you know, his life's achievements, these works, these plays, these papers, whatever else. Another thing was that his name was spelled differently on several different, slay 8 green spikes. We're going to do that at the same time that we do the other one, so we have to slay 10 anyway. We're going to buy some food first before we, and sell and drop off some stuff before we dive down to the mines. Okay, so yeah, so his name was spelled differently on, like, different works. Like, sometimes there was an E in between the K and the S, and sometimes there wasn't, and sometimes it was hyphenated, and sometimes it wasn't, and so it's just like, hello, Rizzo. Are you well? Yes, sir. So, like, you know, there's little stuff like that. Like, you think that he would know how to spell his own name if he had learned to write enough to, write plays. And there were people who knew him at the time who were on record as saying that he was just an illiterate, like, common man, which is a big reason why I think that it was, you know, if Francis Bacon was doing this, I think they picked Shakespeare because to be their, like, figurehead, because he was a common man, and that's what they were trying to bring the English language to. They were trying to get it for even the common people to speak the same language. So they would, of course, it would make sense that you would use a common man as the figurehead. There was also a lot of, like, if there was any legal speak in his plays, like, you know, laws, or if characters broke the law or got arrested or whatever it was all extremely accurate. Like to the point that like a lawyer would know, like someone who studied the law would know, which, you know, common people didn't know the law to the extent that it was written into his, you know, his papers and his plays. So that's also a really big reason why people think that it was not Shakespeare who actually wrote his plays, and that he was just a figurehead. Hey, you found my axe! What a relief! I almost chopped my toe off with the other one I was using. Thank you! And now we have $250 more. And now let's go slay some slimes. Kick some slimy ass. Anyway. Sorry. Bad jokes. So of course there's a whole society of people who study the history of Shakespeare, who dedicated to him, and of course they have given 1,000,001 reasons why it was him, why, you know, this is just a false conspiracy theory, but I think there's a lot of really good evidence that it wasn't Shakespeare. There's, you know, and it was, you know, hundreds of years ago, so how would we even, I mean, you can't prove it one way or another, so it's not like Shakespeare's, like, estate is gonna stop getting money. Sorry, I'm so burpy all of a sudden. Oh, I came down here with nothing. I was not ready for this journey. we have to go back up, and then we'll come back down. But yeah, so Shakespeare, I kind of lean towards that it was Francis Bacon and his group of writers. I mean, also, there was a lot of plays written and a lot of papers written, and he still had 18 unfinished plays by the time he died, and people didn't live very long in those times. That's like a lot of stuff to cram into a shortened lifespan. Like, it's not like now where we have, 80, 90 years, and where people are, not only living longer, but are staying healthy longer, so they are, have the mental capacities to write at 80, 90 sometimes. But people were only living until like 30, 35, 40, I feel like, at that time. So it's even less likely that he could have had time in his life to write all of these plays. Let's see. Pizza, spaghetti. Pizza seems to give me the most. It costs a lot, though. I think salad gives quite a lot, too. Let's buy 2 salads, and we'll eat those real fast, and then we'll go back down to the line. But yeah. So you guys will have to let me know what you think about that. Are you a dedicated Shakespeare fan? Do you think that he definitely 100% wrote his plays? Or, are you like me, where it's like, yeah, maybe he didn't? I don't say anything, I don't believe anything for 100%. There's a lot of mystery out in this world, and there's a lot of things to consider. And like I said, that was like this, forever ago, like the 1600s, I think it was, something like that. So we really have no way of ever knowing, because all of the people who were alive at that time are now dead. But so we just really have to go off what the history books say, and there's, a lot of evidence that points to Shakespeare being illiterate, which really is the main thing for me, because it is very hard to write plays when you can't read or write at all. So, I don't know. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. We really will never know. Am I still recording? Thank God, yes I am. I apologize that I keep pulling that up. I just really need to make sure. Like I said, I recorded a whole episode for like 20 minutes yesterday, talked all about Shakespeare, and then I went to turn off the recording only to realize that it had never recorded at all. And I don't know why it never even told me that it stopped recording. Like, usually it gives me a little screen recording, save to your photos notification. It didn't save it, it didn't do anything. I don't know what happened yesterday. It seems to be working good now, though. So we're just gonna work on playing some slime. Playing slime. Try saying that 10 times fast, right? This game is so much fun. I've been playing it, I love this game so much that I've started a different file so that I can start playing it in my free time, when I'm not recording it. Which, I only have free time right now because I'm not really working. But hopefully I get this dispensary job if you're listening to this. Send me some good vibes on that front. I also gave myself I did a spread of tarot cards today for myself, and they told me to stop asking them. So, I might have asked too many times if I'm gonna get this job or not. Which, obviously they can't they're not gonna directly tell me yes or no. Oh god, that was a creature. I forgot there were rock crab creatures down here. So we gotta slay these slimes so that we can become part of the Adventurers Guild, and we finally met everybody. I don't know when that happened though. But it turned into the How to Win Friends instead of the Introductions ones, which is good because I couldn't figure out who we didn't meet. So it's good. I think it was probably one of the kids, because I tend to forget to talk to them because they're children. So yeah, but we finally got all that. We're gonna give people a gift. I still need to look up what Abigail likes for gifts, so that we can start to woo her while we are also completing all of these missions and tasks that we get. We have a lot of stuff to get done in this game. It is, one of those games where you kind of never run out of things to do, or at least not for a long time. The game technically ends after year 2, but it's It's one of those games where like the credits roll and then it goes right back into the game and you can keep going from where you were. The game technically does end though, but I will probably keep playing it past year 2. We'll see how these recordings go, how you guys feel about it, if I run out of conspiracy theories or not. I hope I don't. I don't think I will. There's many out there, and they are so fun to talk about and to learn about. I just, it's fun to question the stuff around you, and it's not necessarily that I believe every single one that I talk about, but, there's so much in this world, and there's so much that we don't know, so we may as well explore it and try to, decide for ourselves what is, what's true and what's not. And I think that I don't think Shakespeare wrote Shakespeare. I think it was Francis Bacon and his merry band of writers. It just makes a lot more sense to me. Francis Bacon has proven that he can write very well. Aha! We are part of the Adventurers Guild now. So I'm gonna go down these stairs so that I can go up the ladder, so that I don't have to go all the way back around. And I don't think we can go in the Adventurers Guild right now, but I'm gonna try it. We're gonna try it, see if we can do it all in one episode. Let me in! Oops. Nope. 10 p.m. Oh, we just missed it by like an hour. Alrighty, so now we will head home, and that will be the end of our episode today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you who does watch my videos. I hope you enjoyed hearing about the Shakespeare conspiracy theory. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think, whether or not you think it was Shakespeare who wrote all of those plays, or if you think it was Francis Bacon, or maybe if you think it was somebody else. There are a few different candidates. I just believe the Francis Bacon one the most, because a whole group of writers definitely sounds more reasonable to be able to write all of those plays, especially in the lifespan that people had at the time. So I should probably keep the cherry bomb just in case. So yeah, you guys will have to let me know how you feel about it. If there is a particular conspiracy theory that you want to know more about, or that you just like hearing about, also let me know that. You can follow me on Twitter at PinkLadyGames1. There's a 1 on the end of that. And yeah, I will see you guys not tomorrow, because it is now the weekend. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. I will see you guys on Monday at around 3 o'clock. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like the video. Bye-bye.